Okay, what's going on, guys? It's another day, another little project. Today I'm working on a little bit of a side thing for the S52 build. I have the oil pump right here, and a lot of people, whenever they're rebuilding their motor, they're putting a whole bunch of money into building a high-powered motor. They'll go ahead and replace the pump, which is a very good practice. It's a very smart and intelligent thing to do. There is also the other option of, if you have a little bit more time on your hands, to go ahead and rebuild the pump. So that's the option I chose, and I'm going to dive right into it, and we're going to start rebuilding this S52 oil pump. First things first, we'll start with tools. You will need a pair of snap ring pliers. You will need a 3/8 drive, a 10mm socket, a 17mm socket, and a can of brake clean. Those are all the tools you need, not too difficult. The next things you'll need are your oil pump, obviously already removed from the car, ready to be disassembled. It's nice if you clean it for yourself, but you don't have to. Now we move on to the new parts required for the rebuild. You cannot, as far as I know, buy this kit pre-built, so I've left all the part numbers in the description for you guys to look at and purchase if you so feel the need. I purchased everything here besides the oil pump nut kit from FCP. You do not have to buy them. Those part numbers will work at any retailers, but I highly suggest you do buy them from FCP because they will have a lifetime warranty on them. Here's your outer pump rotor and your inner pump rotor. They fit in like that. Here is the tensioner spring. Here's an O-ring, and here is your pump valve. Now this is a oil pump wire nut kit that is an alternative to tacking the nut on, but it is a good alternative because you can take it apart fairly easily without grinding. And all this does is it goes on where your old oil pump nut is, and you can wire the nut to the sprocket and keep it from backing off. A very common problem on these engines. This is just cheap insurance, and I highly recommend it. Alright, so first things first, we got to take off this oil pump nut. Remember, it is left-hand threaded. Do not forget that. So you will have to tighten to loosen. I just stick my 10mm through here, prop it on one of the supports, just give it a light turn with your 17mm. Does not take too much to pop that thing off. Once you've gotten that, it should just pop off pretty easily. Sprocket, ooh, a little wobbly. Alright, now that's the first step done. The next step is just to remove these 10mm. There's 4 of them. Pretty easy, just don't forget to switch back. Pretty easy, these are not left-hand thread. This is gross. Guy who sent me this said it was good to go, and I'm glad I decided to inspect before I just ran it. Got oil pump nut, sprocket, boom, 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 boom. Now this just pops off, gentle push. See what we're dealing with. Overall, it looks in pretty good shape. That just slides right out. Oh, wow, it looks like he blew a head gasket. That's milky. After that comes out, the rotor, outer rotor just pops out. Set that aside. Boom, there you go. That's about half done. Pretty easy so far. Next we move to this side over here, and we just have to get our snap ring pliers. There's a small snap ring inside there. Just pop that off. Tuck in there. There we go. Okay, snap ring removed. Okay. And to remove this cup right here, what you need to do is fill the chamber up with brake fluid or brake clean, and then just work it till it pops. There you go. Look at that. That's a good deal. Okay. So that is your housing totally disassembled. We took off the sprocket, we took off the face cover, we took out the oil pump reducing valve or pressure reducing valve, the spring, and this cup. Now this cup has a small O-ring right here that gets replaced every time you take it out with this new O-ring that we bought right here. Not too bad of a job, but we're going to use this cup. All I'm going to do right now is take this aside and clean it all off with the brake clean. All right. Now with these clean, what a difference that made. Everything is looking good to go. All we have to do is change this O-ring and things like that. I'll just take my knife, pry this O-ring out. Ooh, it's gunky. Be very careful not to scratch the little piston thing. Okay. So, that O-ring's off. You want to make sure everything is as clean as humanly possible. So that means brake clean, brake clean, brake clean. Wipe it off, some more brake clean. All right, so this is what we're looking at now. Piston has been, or this little piston cup has been cleaned. Got all the junk out of it, the varnish. Now I'll open up my O-ring. And that puppy gets slipped on there. Try not to twist O-rings. You know the drill. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Next, we want to take our valve. The valve goes in like this. Pop it in. Our timing tensioner spring goes in after. Sits in that. And see, you can tell why we replaced it. You can see that this spring is visibly shorter from years of wear and heat cycling and all that. So, spring goes in. Then my cup comes on. There we go. I was a little nervous there for a second. So make sure your snap ring is seated. All I'll do is press that a little. There we go. See, it clicked into place. Now all is well. That aspect is assembled. Check your wear on this inside of the housing. Make sure there's no deep grooves. Make sure it is very clean whenever you go to put this rotor in. You would hate to have some gunk in there that's going to grind the inside of your brand new rotor on there. So, after this, we take the new rotor, plop it in there like that. Locating dot out. the new inner rotor. Assembled just like this. Like that. Now we can take our faceplate, slide that puppy on. These bolts go in one at a time. Like so. So after you've gotten these 4 bolts torqued to, I believe, 10, 11 Newton meters, then you have your main nut torqued to 25 Newton meters or 17 foot-pounds. You just install your wire through the hole in the nut and twist it all around one of the sprockets, and you're done. I'll save you the trouble of watching me do it, but this was rebuilding an oil pump for an S50, S52, M50, M52. Very cool, very, simple new oil pump. Save you some money, save you some trouble. That's that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and I hope you try it. Do this, rebuild it all, get yourself basically a brand new oil pump, do your whole wire kit or tack the nut on so you can avoid future failures and be confident that you're good to go and you saved yourself a buck or two. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, peace out.
It's running.